Hello and welcome to the Growth Channel Podcast. Here is your host, RJ.
Hello and welcome to the Growth Channel Podcast. As we've indicated in our previous episode, the NACIC GROWTH Podcast will now be merging and integrating with the Growth Channel Podcast. Today we want to talk about overcoming negative thinking. You know, to be healthy and to be fit requires us to have positive thinking and a cheerful predisposition. Today I want to ask you, have you ever experienced what-if cycles? What I mean by that is, you start thinking negative thoughts like, what if I can't answer the questions? What if I make a fool of myself? And these questions just worsen the feelings you have about a certain situation. I went through it. You know, before I started the podcast also, I had these questions that, what if I don't say the right words? I'm a South African living in China. I don't speak like an American. I've got a South African accent. What if people don't like that? Numerous studies suggest that everything going on in your head is having a tremendous impact on what's happening with your body. Negative thoughts have a direct effect on your behavior. When you have negative thoughts, this will often result in particular feelings. Ask me, I know. So if, for example, if you start thinking that you're going to make a fool of yourself, this will change the way you feel. You might start feeling depressed, or you might feel angry with yourself. But the result is that your feelings have been affected. And when your feelings are affected negatively, you will often change your behavior to cope with the situation. And this way, your negative thoughts come together to change your behavior. Continual negative thoughts can easily contribute to self-destructive behaviors. For example, you can tell yourself that you're fat and ugly. You tell yourself that nobody is ever going to love you. These thoughts will put you down. A negative attitude will also make you lose motivation to do something about your current situation. Success comes from consistent work, striving for your dreams. Every day striving for more growth as you surround yourself with the right kind of thinking. Take charge and start replacing those negative thoughts. Having the right mindset is the key to success. It helps you to drain away the negative energy and keeps you on the path to success. Negative thoughts can make you feel sad and anxious. They take the joy out of life and they can take a toll on your physical health.
The Growth Channel Podcast. Broadcasting worldwide. If you are serious about making money online from home, then visit smmenterprisesonline.com. smmenterprisesonline.com. If you are interested in growing yourself, personal development, and financial independence, then subscribe to our YouTube, The Growth Channel. The link is in the podcast description.
Negative beliefs make it difficult for us to deal with anxious situations as we are in a negative frame of mind, which is fed by this negative belief. You view the world through your mental attitude. If that attitude is predominantly negative, it can impact everything, including your health, your career, family, and much more. Furthermore, negative thinking can have a spiraling effect that attracts more negative thinking. We all have specific beliefs about ourselves, which form the basis of the way we think. Negative thinking appears to be more prevalent than positive thinking. It seems that with most people, positive thinking requires some effort, whereas negative thinking comes easily and often, I would say, uninvited. This has much to do with the education and the environment one has been living in. If you've been brought up in a happy and positive environment, there's more probability that it will be easier for you to think positively. However, if you've been brought up under poor or difficult situations, you will probably be more inclined to negative thinking. As I indicated previously, we view the world through our predominant mental attitude. If our thoughts are positive, that is fine. But if they are negative, our life and our circumstances would probably mirror these negative thoughts. Now, a great way to work through these negative emotions and thinking is to practice self-awareness. The better you know yourself and your reactions, the better you can work through difficult situations. Once you've recognized your behavior, you can begin to challenge and change your behavior.
You are listening to the Growth Channel Podcast. Are you interested in doing an online tourism business course? Visit tourismbusinessonline.com, tourismbusinessonline.com.
So how can we deal with negative thinking? How can we overcome negative thinking? One way to deal with negative thoughts is to replace them, obviously, with thoughts that make you feel better. Focus on what you are feeling right now. If you're sad, feel the sadness. But don't tell yourself that you will always feel this way and are doomed to feel sad forever. Sadness will pass. But a negative thought lingers until you let it go. Being stuck in a negative cycle, a cycle of negative thinking, means you're not being mindful of the present or what is happening now. Our thoughts have the unique ability to drag us from the present moment into the past or the future. And focusing on these thoughts will only continue to lead us into further negative thoughts and feelings. So focus on what you're feeling right now. Don't hide it. Then share your feelings with someone close to you. Everyone has negative thoughts from time to time. So let them out. Talk the situation or your thoughts over with someone close to you. Talking about it with someone else helps you keep those thoughts in perspective. Just venting for a few minutes can often help you to see the situation in a new light. And also do something nice for yourself. Maybe you should work less today. Focus on that. Play more with the kids. Go out. Find something that makes you laugh. You take time to count your blessings. And this is my favorite. There are so many things for each of us to be thankful for. When we get negative, it is easy to forget the positive things in life, especially the ones that are just a normal part of life that we may take for granted a bit too often. Like, for example, having a meal, having a roof over your head, having family members around you, whatever it is. Take time to count your blessings. And eat well, sleep well, be active. The nicer you are to your body, the easier it is to feel more positive about yourself. Enjoy some time with family and friends. Find a hobby, join a club. Get some positive information or conversation flowing into your mind. Listen to a podcast like the Growth Channel Podcast. Read a blog. A chapter in a book that motivates you or makes you laugh. Have a fun or an uplifting conversation with co-workers, with your partner, with the kids. Allow more positive attitude into your life. Have more faith in yourself. And expect positive results. Willie Nelson once said, once you replace negative thoughts with positive ones, you'll start having positive results.
You are listening to the Growth Channel Podcast. If you are interested in growing yourself, personal development, and financial independence, then subscribe to our YouTube, The Growth Channel. The link is in the podcast description. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. Firstly, it's free. Secondly, there are creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Thirdly, Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and many more. Fourthly, you can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. Lastly, it's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
Yeah, negative thinking has a great effect on everyone's life. It leads to failure, unhappiness, lack of satisfaction, to worries and to fears. However, there is no reason to let it affect your life. You can set yourself free from these negative thoughts. The power of negative thinking is a mighty power that affects everyone. You need to be aware of it and stop it whenever you find yourself. Let it infiltrate into your mind and into your thoughts. It is a habit of the mind, and it's often a very strong habit. However, you can get rid of it through positive thinking and taking positive actions. Decide that from today, from this moment onward, you are leaving negative thinking behind you and starting on the way toward positive thinking and behavior. That brings us to the end of this episode.
Please like us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube channel and podcast platforms. The Growth Channel Podcast is broadcasted once weekly. Every Thursday at 3 p.m. Beijing time. GMT +8. Until next time, please stay safe and be blessed. Till we meet again.